I'm just filling it so that you get.
Yeah, good afternoon all. So we have been hearing a lot of perspectives in the morning about different inspection technologies, and Professor Krishnan also gave us a very good head start for the session. I'm going to talk about a little different. I'm going to give a more perspective on what's happening currently and where are the missing roadblocks or missing blocks that we can actually fulfill to make the asset integrity better. And it's from that perspective, I'll be talking about silos versus integrated approach in inspection planning. So from my experiences so far and how inspection has been done and how inspection is being carried out predominantly. So this is what I'll be talking about. So before that, just quick safety briefing. I hope all of you know where the emergency exits are, and I hope if there is any emergency, please follow the safety protocol. Let's look at inspection planning. So again, there are a lot of things already been told from the morning, so I'm not gonna dwell a lot on these areas. So these are well-known stories. So why inspection planning is done, why we need to do, how it's been done. So that's where I will be focusing on, rather than what is going to be the benefit of inspection planning. So let's look at the current era. So again, so when I talk about these current era, so there are a lot of advanced techniques that have come up. So in morning we had a presentation on using drones for inspection. So again, Professor Krishnan talked about using drones for thickness monitoring, or you want to use any new age techniques for tank monitoring or pipeline inspection. That's all known. Okay, so where do we stand? So these again I talk about. So one thing that I missed out is again advanced NDT techniques or other sensors that we are placing across our assets right now. But where does the synergy, or what do we miss out? Are we really realizing the full potential? So I spent a lot of investments, as I said, capex, on buying some advanced sensors for, let's say, thickness monitoring, or let's say the other important aspects that I wanted to look at, maybe be a rotary component or other components. So I spent the capex, I've installed these sensors. So of course, I'll be getting a lot of data, and I'll develop a dashboard to monitor it. So do we have to stop there, or is it that how we should realize the potential? So there it comes. Sorry, that's where it comes about. Where are we working as a silos? Where should we integrate these different advanced techniques that are available in our hand currently to make asset integrity better? So let's look at an example. As I said, it's more on a perspective. Let's look at an example. So I put a typical workflow of an inspection planning or an inspection that is being done. It's a predominantly, as I said, most of times we follow this methodology of inspection. We plan it. Let's say we access. Let's say we wanted to get in even more narrower, just for discussion perspective. We'll take pipeline monitoring, since that was the talk in the morning. So we take a pipeline monitoring or a visual inspection of a pipeline racks. So we assess, we prepare an IWL. So we'll go through different standards. So this is the way that IWL will be prepared, inspection work list. So this is whether do we want to utilize this part, do we want to replace this part. So some sort of a decisions will be taken, and we use some NDT techniques. Again, there's been a lot of developments, and we use them to assess the condition of those systems, and we act on it. So when we act on it, so either we replace it, we remodify, refurbish it. So we use in that way, and finally we do give them for usage. So this is, I would call it as a brute force method, because there's a lot of manpower involved, there's a lot of planning involved, and there could be delays. So starting from a simple scaffolding to inspecting this and to give S to box up, there's a lot of planning involved. It's been done, but it's been effective. But really, do we have to do that way? Again, so now let's look at the silos. This is again this is all available right now. So I use a pipeline, a rack monitoring. So that's what David was talking about. I used drone. I mapped it. There was a talk again. There was a question again. Is it just, should we stop in visual inspection? Is it what drone will do for us, or just should we stop with the thickness monitoring? So, or take it a UT sensor. You are placed where the corrosion is more prone, or you know that this is where I will find a thickness loss. You have placed these sensors. So currently there's no feedback. These two systems are not talking to each other. There is a different a drone or a different system that is working on its own that's giving you an output. That's of course not, it's not giving us an output. UT sensors, it's the same story. So, but what I wanted to talk to you about, or what I would want the esteemed delegates and panelists, are again the team of excellent engineers who are sitting here, to think about how we can integrate it better. So again, so when I meant about integration, let's again take one simple example. So this is one point again Manoj highlighted in the morning about you developing a corrosion prediction model. Again, there could be different problems that can come in deploying a corrosion prediction model. So you can ask a question, how reliable are these models? Of course, it will not be reliable. But if we don't spend the energy, if we don't spend our investments, if we don't spend our ideas in developing these models into more and more robust, we'll be again doing the same thing, and it will be in the different loop altogether. So that's where these, be it physics-based models, I'll talk again for a simple example, continuing what David mentioned, pipeline monitoring. So there are a lot of flow-assisted models that are available recently. You can pick up any of these flow-assisted models for corrosion prediction. You can deploy it in your asset, and you can actually integrate your DCS with these corrosion prediction models and then do predictions of this. But as I said, it will not stop there, because you as a owner, or as somebody who is managing the assets, should come up with where could be the problems and develop these models as you go along. So there will be a lot of people working on developing these models and try to integrate these two different systems that are coming in. So what we should envisage is, in the future, not just these systems working on silos, so you can bring in so that they can actually take the decisions for you and then do the monitoring, not just stopping with the visual inspection that we were talking about. Go advanced and make use of these new era techniques in a much better perspective. So I'll be stopping with this thought. So I'm 7 minutes and have a minute to finish. So to summarize, these new age techniques, be it any new stuff that we are talking about today, try to integrate them. How we can integrate better. So as an engineer, so you know where we can pull in the integration. Maybe start with a small proof of concept, try to integrate them better to bring or make more utilization of these new age techniques. And we believe that we can bring a lot of automation in this, and that can actually lead to better asset integrity management. So with that thought, I'll leave